Grand Rising Soul Tribe, Tracy here with Sweet Spot e-magazine. Thank you so very much for the likes, shares, views, subscribes, the comments, hypes, memberships, generous donations of all forms, everything. I appreciate it all. Let's ring this bell. Let's clear out the energy, and then we'll see what the message the Spirit has for us. Something about the past. I feel like your intuition about something was spot on. Couldn't be any more couldn't be any closer to it had you not, unless you was in the room. Your intuition was spot on. And this past person now, it's like they want to come back. It's like I in my mind's eye I see somebody praying endlessly to Spirit to allow them to return. Hey, Lisa, Grand Rising. But I feel like the Most High is testing this person. Just like the Most High tested this person before, now this person is being tested again. But it's up to them to understand that they are being tested. Hey, K-Hypsee. It's almost like this person is allowed to return only until, like, as long as they come correct, be honest, grow up, and I feel like they have to honor God. They have to speak God's name continuously, continually. And then they have to not just do that, they have to teach others. I think there's certain conditions that this person has to meet in order to be able to return to you. Bottom of the deck. Your intuition was spot on. Couldn't be any more spot on. You felt what was going on, especially with this witch. You felt what was going on with this witch. You know who was behind something. Now this person, they left. They left this witch. They had to, because you know what? Truth and clarity and everything out in the open is there for everyone to see. I feel like this person, they tried to, I feel like they wanted to tiptoe to somebody else. They wanted to try and sneak away to somebody else. Could be, this could be a father figure, or they wanted to try and sneak back to please and appease someone, but somebody has their guards up and they like telling somebody, no, you got to get yourself right. Because they understand that this person was under some type of spell, under some type of manipulation, from this coven. It's like this person wasn't able to see you for who you truly were. This person refused to see you for being an earth angel. This person, and I feel like this person refused to acknowledge God. Now somebody, like I said, God is giving somebody, is showing someone grace. But they have to perform these certain things. If they can't perform these certain tasks, then all bets are off. That's the only way somebody could have this 8 of Cups to return to you. Hey, LP. They have to speak the truth about this black magic, these spells, this manipulation that they was trying to hold over you. They have to tell the truth. Everything has to come out in order for someone to, in order for them to be able to turn their life around. They have to put it all out there. Whatever they was trying to do, whatever they thought they could do, they have to understand you couldn't do none of that shit. Not when it comes to God. Somebody, in order for them to turn their life around, in order for them to start to be able to go back to around to the top of the wheel, they have to destroy all of that magic bullshit that they thought that they was doing. This was just some type of fucking fantasy. And this person, they realized that, you know what, they was out in the cold, that they was out in the cold. They thought they was leaving you out in the cold. They realized it was cold where they was at. Hey, Yolanda. Now somebody has plans to come back, and they want to tell the truth. They want to talk to a truth teller. And they know that you were going to understand or know intuitively, instinctively, if they're being honest or if they're telling another lie. But like I said, Spirit has them on a tight leash. They have to come back and tell about all these lies that were said about you behind your back that destroyed this foundation, their foundation. And not just that, like I said, they have to speak about God's name out loud. They have to proclaim. They have to have a testimony. They have not just a testimony, they have to go out and they have to teach others about the grace and the goodness of God. That's the only way this person can come back into your life. That's it. Hey, Baby Yoda. See, they celebrated with this coven too soon, only to find out they was going to get trapped in something that they didn't see. Because you know what? Ignorance is a good teacher. It teaches somebody when they being downright stupid, ignorant, messed up in the brain, looking crazy, sounding crazier. That's when somebody realizes when they put themselves out there and everything starts to crumble and fall down, and they actually find themselves praying in private for God, the same one that they discounted, the same one that they turned their back on, the same one that they swore up and down wasn't real. When they find themselves praying in private for God to help them out, God says, okay, you're not going to sit here and keep me in private. Because we don't have no private God. We got a public kind of God. I feel like they have to come back and they have to speak truth to a situation. Like I said, they have to teach people. They have to testify. They have to talk about their testimony. And what they have to do is tell everybody how they thought they was going to get something good, only to find out what they got was heartbreak. I feel like this was somebody who was being inducted into like the Masons by a 33rd Mason. This was some secret society that they realized they didn't want to be a part of. That they realized was only heartache and heartbreak. There was only trickery. There was only bullshit. Hey, Kenta, how are you? Yeah, somebody was told about, they was possibly led, bribed, told that they would receive something. They would receive something if they tried to go to war with you, if they tried to, have some type of send out some type of messages about you or something. But see, this person didn't realize that you was going to be the winner, regardless. This person didn't realize they didn't have enough strength. They didn't have enough intelligence. They was not honorable. This was somebody who had one stick going out into war by themselves, not knowing that you was already have survived, been through the war, won the war, and then you had all these people behind you praising you. Like I said, ignorance is a good teacher. Someone realized that they were on the outside looking in. Whereas they thought that they was going to have all the glory and heaven and everything. No, God said, no, this is the glory in heaven, and you're on the outside looking in. I'm telling you, somebody has to work on getting back in your good graces. They have to work on being single, as far as standing apart. They have to work on not worrying about fitting in with the crowd. They have to work on their independence, not codependence. Whatever this person thought they was going to do, whatever they thought that they was going to love, they have to pour that shit out that cup. That poison, they got to pour all that shit out that cup. They have to start over, passionate about something new. And it ain't that black magic. It ain't being a part of the Masons. It ain't no fucking secret society. It ain't that. Someone is going to have to invest in themselves and invest in courage to do the right thing. Spirit said that's the only way you can come back to my beloved, to my child. Hey, the soul archetype. And if that person cannot praise God, cannot talk about their testimony, cannot teach others, if they refuse to open up their mouth and do what God said it's over. Get to fucking stepping. Hey, the soul archetype, how are you? Spirit, this person now wants to give to you equally, just like you've given to them. Because they see that you are their wish fulfillment. Those other people were just people fucking them up. You are their wish fulfillment. And they've been called out. They have been called out for holding back from you. They've been called out for keeping these secrets from you. They've been called out for all of their bad behavior. See, this person doesn't realize that they were being watched. They were being closely watched. And how they tried to attack you, how they tried to, bring shame to you, how they tried to character assassinate you, how they lied on you, how they tried to end you. They were being watched. And they didn't know they was being watched. But I'm going to tell you something. When God is watching you, and God is watching all of us, always has and always will. When God is watching you, there's nothing that you can do to turn those shit around. This person realized that everything that they had wanted for you was coming back on them in real time. And that's why they started getting nervous. That's why they couldn't sleep, they couldn't eat, they couldn't do anything. Because you know what? All of these curses that they tried to put on you, all of that shit came right back. Hey, Wingseer. And see, they only did these curses because they had been around this warlock. This warlock had been grooming them for a long time. They had to open up their eyes. And that's another condition, is they have to outwardly express that this person is a warlock. They are so upset at themselves, why they didn't honor you, why they didn't understand that they was being manipulated, why they didn't tell you that they were being groomed as a young child. Hey, Malcolm. Wings here, I'm doing great. Thank you. You know, they had to realize, they should have realized that everything that they was told to do as a younger person, they should have known not to do. Now they got to walk all that shit back that they said if they want to have peace in their life. Someone has, they had to, you know, understand that they were sacrificing themselves when they tried to sacrifice you. Now they have to seek healing, if that means going to counseling, if that means going somewhere on a retreat, whatever that is. And this person has to understand that how they were attacking you. Especially if they want justice. Because right now, this person is going through a lot of karma. A lot of karma. Like I said, somebody has to go through that dark night of the soul. There's no way around it. There's no way over it. There's no way under it. There's no way past it. They have to just go through it. After they're finished with that dark night of the soul, then they can come back. Because they're going through a whole hell of a lot of karma. Someone, like I said, they're trying to realize, or they're trying to fathom, like, or trying to understand, like, they just don't get it, you know, like trying to think back of, okay, why didn't I see this? Or, you know, why didn't I know somebody was lying to me? Because they was lied to. But they were so busy trying to, I feel like this person was trying to fit in where they could get in. They just didn't know that them accepting this little bribe, this little pinnacle, they thought that it was going to open up doors for them. No, they find now that they were stuck in a cycle, a repeating cycle. Now somebody wants to break free. Spirit is allowing them to move forward, but they have to meet certain conditions. All right, K-Hyphy, enjoy your straight 8. Yeah. They have to start with talking about how either the family lied on you, or their family got them to lie. And they have to start out with that. Spirit said, don't start with no, how you doing? How's the dog doing? How's what? Don't start with no small talk. Get down to business. Because they wasn't trying to do no small talk with you when they was trying to do you dirty. So don't try and do no small talk to lead up to it. Just get into it. There is no going around it. There's no going around it. Because they want your love. They want your love. They want your assistance. And they have to understand that God, you are God's favorite child. God don't play about you. Not at all. If they thought that God did, God said, no, you on the outside looking in. You the one who need to work on some independence. You the one who need to work on getting yourself together. You the one who is stressed with these 3 9s. See, they are at the end of their rope, not you. You're not at the end of your rope. You good. But them, They the end of their rope. They're the ones who was codependent with some narcissistic motherfuckers, not you. And like I said, they have to realize that God was watching them doing all this shit to you behind your back. And that's why, and they didn't even realize everything that they was doing to you was coming straight back to them. Hey, J. Mike. They didn't realize it. It's like they threw out 15 boomerangs, then turned around and walked away and had 15 boomerangs hit them in the back of the head at the same damn time. They didn't realize that. Now they trying to figure out why their life sucks, why they unhappy, why ain't nothing working, why is people that used to look up to them now they're turning their back on them. They're sitting here trying to figure shit out, Yep. Because see, somebody told the truth and somebody else listened. They didn't think about that. That somebody was going to be able to understand the truth. This is somebody who, has a lot of life experience. This is somebody who's very grounded, who listens. They just don't act or react. They actually listen. This is somebody who makes very wise choices. That's how they got to have all of these pentacles. This is somebody who likes to hear both sides, or at least look at all the information before they make their decision. This is somebody you cannot sway easily. But they know the truth when they hear the truth. And they know that somebody was lying. They know that somebody is part of a coven. They know that somebody has gone to the dark side. They also know that you were an earth angel, that you work strictly for God. There is no excuses. There is no, well, today I'm going to be on the good side, tomorrow. No. If you're not talking about the glory of God, the goodness of God, the grace of God, then you're not saying it. Somebody, it's like somebody knows that you have survived a lot of wars, that you've overcome a lot of battles that were waged against you. That's why you are this empress. There's somebody wants to invest in you. They want to give you a gift. They want to invest in you because they see that you are worth it. They know that you would work for whatever this is, or whatever this is would work for you. And they don't believe any of these bullshit ass lies by this bullshit ass liar who sent out all these attacks, all these lies, all this information to try and make it seem like you wasn't the type of person that you actually are. What's the message, Spirit? What's the message? See, somebody, they can't just slide in. They can't come back and give you a little half-ass, all right. And you're supposed to be like, oh, okay, great. Yes, great. No, they got to come in and they got to talk about some shit. They got to be real with it. They can't fudge it. They can't try and downplay it. They can't just talk about what somebody else did. They got to talk about what they did too. They definitely have to talk about their part in it and what they learned from it. And then they have to complete the rest of it. They have to honor God. They got to talk about God. They got to praise God. And they have to go out and teach about God. See, somebody they wanted to escape, they can escape, but they got to do it independently. They can't just sit here and be codependent on some people that want them to be trapped. What's the message, Spirit? What's the message? Yeah. Like this witch. See, this witch thought that she could portray herself to be an empress. But everybody looks at that witch and knows that ain't marriage material. That ain't no wifey. That ain't no empress. That definitely ain't no fucking lady. None. Any opportunity that she thought that she was going to get from taken from collective, people have taken their opportunity and walked away. They've taken that back. They've walked away. And so that same person is the same person who is keeping inside all the anger she feels towards you. Hey, Hypsee. How this person wants to secretly attack you. How this person secretly envies you. How this person secretly set up people to try and attack you. Because this is the same person who wanted what you have coming to you. An emperor. Somebody who knows you're worthy. To someone who knows that you are an empress. Whoever wanted to come back, they, like I said, they have to make this judgment call about this warlock. They have to say it out loud. And if they don't, then they will be banished and stuck forever with this coven. Like I said, they will not be able to return to this if they can't say it. And we all know God keeps God's promises. This person has to wake up to what it is that they truly want. Do they want to be left out in the cold? Or do they want to have a new opportunity and to get over this karma? Because they have to go through that karma. This person is planning to come back to you. They're planning to travel to you. They want to be on your side because you know what? They see you ain't losing sleep. You ain't losing finances. You ain't losing your hair. None of that. If anything you're losing, it's a little bit of weight the way you want to look. You know, that's it. Yeah. So this person, they cannot rest. They can't sleep. They can't rest. They don't feel at peace at all. Not at all. Like I said, since you walked away from this person, and this is somebody that you've known for a long time, since you walked away, they have secretly been devastated. Devastated, to say the least. You know, they want to, it's like all those words that they said about you, they know they got to walk all that shit back. All of it back. If they ever want peace in their life. Because what they did to you was not called for and it wasn't deserved. See, this person is having a hard time and a mental struggle because they have to sit here and tell you everything that they said about you. That's the hard part. You know, how hard is it going to be if you were sitting there talking all this shit, more shit than a little bit, behind somebody's back, only to have to go to that person and say, yeah, I called you scum. I called you a dirty hoe. I called you, a knucklehead. I said this. I said that. I said you'll mess with anything that moves. I said this. I said you was dumb. I said you'll never be any. I mean, how embarrassing, how shitty can you possibly feel knowing that you got to say all that shit to this person, to the collective? Sasha, lay down, little girl. Go. Let me put her outside real quick. This little girl. Go outside. Go on, little girl. This way. Sorry about that, y'all. Hey, 231 Page Home. Hey, the Blue Star. Yeah, it's like I said, they realized that when you walked away from them and they went through all of that heartache and heartbreak, it's because of this warlock. They should have thought about that shit before. That's whenever everything's the wheel of fortune stopped turning in their favor. It was like somebody pressed on the brakes. You in the car like, whoa, what you stopping so hard for? That's what somebody felt. Everything stopped. Everything stopped. What's the message? Yeah, because they was caught lying. They was lying about everything. None of that shit that came out their mouth was the truth. It was all a fucking lie. Every fucking word was a lie. Because they was in demon time. They was hanging out with the devil, doing the devil's dirty deeds. Oh, because you was an earth angel, hanging out with this coven, thinking they was getting something. Confused. Pledging allegiance to this coven, and they were sitting there talking big shit. Yeah, I can't wait for Collector to leave me. I'm doing it. And the coven was sitting there doing shit, manipulating shit for them to be left by you. Yeah, I'm gonna be so much happier. I'm gonna be celebrating. That first day, I'm gonna just drink all day. The second day, I'm gonna go to the bar. I'm gonna be like champagne for everybody. The third day, I'm gonna take everybody doing this and doing that. We're gonna kick it. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna do all this. Only to find out they were so miserable. Like, what the fuck did I just do? How are you? What the fuck did I just do? Like, they realized at that moment, a moment too late, they messed up. They create. They really messed up. You was loyal to them. You was giving to them. You did more shit than a little bit for them. They took all of that for granted. You was independent. You didn't ask nothing from them. You gave to them. You didn't even really take from them. You was a giver. And then somebody worrying about all this, because then their money started drying up. The devil was like, I'm going to take that too. I'm going to take that. Give me this. Give me that. Oh, I'm going to take this too. That's when they realized they had been cursed, thinking that they was going to be free. They was cursed, not you. When they really started looking at the information really closely, they realized they should have stuck with you. You was that healer. You was that dream come true, that with the ultimate wish fulfillment. When they really started looking at it. And then after that, that's whenever they felt blocked. And all they could do was watch you work. And they knew you was defending yourself against this coven, against their crew. Hey, Red Violet. But at that point, it was too late. Everybody saw that they was trapped. And everybody knew. Everybody knew that they was being punished. And everybody knew why they was being punished. Spirit just moved you forward. That was it. Spirit moved you forward because Spirit said, you know the truth. I definitely know the truth. Let's get you up out of here. Like I said, this person, they have to throw all that shit out their fucking cup if they want that nightmare to be over. They got to end all those old relationships. Anybody that they used to get together and start chaos with, or was trying to combat against you, or rumor mill against you, or hate train against everybody, they got to kiss all of them motherfuckers goodbye. If not, they will kiss you goodbye forever. They got one shot. But they know somebody wants to give you the world because this person did their homework and they've made a judgment call. They want to give you the world. And then some. Because they know about these dirty ass secrets. Like I said, somebody did their investigation into you. They was looking into you and they was uncovering a lot about your worth. And not only did they uncover a lot about your worth, they uncovered a lot about somebody else's lies and manipulation. What else, Spirit? Hey, Queen Memoirs, how are you? Y'all, this evening I'm going to be doing a members live, okay? What's the message, Spirit? What's the message? What's the message? Yep, they want to come back, but they know that they have to. It's like I don't know why I just heard they had a dream about everything that they got to do. This person couldn't even sleep last night. You know, it's like they sitting here going over and over and over, what you say, the Rocky thing. Dun, 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 dun. Too funny. Yeah, they couldn't even sleep last night because all they could think about was you. That was it. All they could think about was you and how they had did this stupid shit. And then they never planned. They didn't plan on somebody looking at them, checking them out, them being under investigation. They didn't plan on that. Only to find out they thought that they was going to be looked at as the hero. Only to find out they said, no, something's not adding up. No, because somebody had an inkling about this group. And they was wondering why somebody never talked positive about you two. What's the message? That girl out there just barking away, and I'm going to let her. I'm going to let her little bark until she can't bark no more. Yep. Expect a message to come through. And this is this message about how somebody wants to start over with you. They no longer want to be on the outside looking in. That's why they're going to send this message, you know, because they're feeling this karma. That not just that, but they don't want this emperor to look at them like they have lost their motherfucking mind. That they are the weird ones who need to be left out in the cold. Like they couldn't see a good thing when they had a good thing. Yep, something about, and they know about this coven. They got to get rid of this coven. Every last one of them. Every last one of them. They have to come. They have to pledge the love for you, the commitment for you. They have to understand that they should have been with you and all the damn time. There is no confusion, and they have to realize that if they want to be happy, they can't be sitting here playing both sides against the middle or act like they fucking confused about where their happiness is. They're going to have to close a certain chapter of their life, lock the motherfucking door. This person is so sad that they even did this shit. They even thought it was okay to come in and wage war against you, lie about you, lie against you. They were stupid. Now all this person wants is peace. Peace in their life, forgiveness in their life. Hey, Observer 88, Tyrell, how are you? Mm-hmm. What else? Anything else from the stack? Anything else from the stack? We'll get another deck. Yeah. They made a definite decision about where they wanted to be. Where they wanted to be. And I feel like while they were sitting there watching you work and everything else, that's when they realized that they was on the outside looking in. Not that you felt like you was being kept out. Shit, you felt like you was free. Yes, Red Violet, I see that. You know, you was free. They're the ones who should have been holding back from this magical time. That they should have been standing up and trying to protect you. They should have been with you. Not afraid to take a stand with you. Understanding that, you know what, you ain't got to lie about shit. Hey, Lightworker William, how are you? You ain't got to lie about nothing. They should have been standing 10 toes down with you instead of sitting here trying to think about, oh, you know what I can do is invest in this over here and over there, and I'll be happy. And only to find out that happiness was elusive. It was just a fantasy. That family that they thought they was going to get, that was just a fantasy. That was just a fantasy. It was all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine. It was just a fantasy. That was it. You can't replace a diamond with cubic zirconia and think that you're going to be just as happy. It don't work like that. Bottom of the deck, the King of Pentacles. Yeah, I believe this King of Pentacles, saw things and things was coming back, or somebody had changed their mind about something, because they saw how somebody was character assassinating you and sacrificing themselves, especially whenever what the things that they were saying caused somebody to get left, and instead of them sitting here, not listening to whatever was being said, this person was participating in it. This is why this person is getting karma. They're getting karma because of all these lies. That's why they're getting karma. And now they want to move forward towards you, but this is why they are facing judgment. They have to realize that they left themselves out in the cold, sitting here believing a fucked up demonic liar. Somebody who did nothing but just get them caught up. And it was this group that it was their wish fulfillment for that person to be caught up. They didn't like this person either. They didn't want the best for that person. All they wanted this person was to work at attacking you. That was it. They just wanted them to try and break your heart. That was it. To try and break your heart so that they could laugh about it and talk about it. And that you would just be nothing but a memory. Somebody from the past while they sitting there laughing at your expense. Hey, Ms. Mahogany Drag, how are you? They got used for show. For show, they got used. Now they feel like, hey, they understand that, what, they was not being mature with their thinking. And they allow themselves to be easily manipulated. And that's why they have to put an end to everybody that they thought that they was best friends with before. They didn't realize that it was like part of this generational curse on them. They didn't realize you was breaking that generational curse. They was confused, and they was confused for a long time. You told the truth about this Queen of Wands. You told the truth about that Queen of Wands, and that's why you was not afraid to stand alone. That's why you wasn't afraid to go on your own way. But see, this person didn't know that you could give just as well as you got, and they thought that they can come up against you. They didn't know that you could sock it to them back. You was able to protect yourself. Then they had to finally wake up to realize, because this King of Cups got 8 cups, to finally realize they ass was left right with them old fighting bandits that they wanted to side with. You knew the truth, and you left them right in their own fucking misery. Because you knew what came around was getting ready to go back around. This person was stuck in this cycle. You didn't care. You didn't care. If this person couldn't see the stability that you brought, the stability that you provided, if this person couldn't see how you was loyal, how you stood 10 toes down, how you went above and beyond, then you left them right the fuck there. Now this person understands that, you know what? They're going to have to leave this emperor. Or this emperor is telling them that they got to leave. I feel like this emperor is like, you want my forgiveness, you're going to have to do some things. Yeah, because it's like somebody has to heal, especially to how they see you, a Queen of Pentacles. They're going to have to heal that part of them, how they see you. And I feel like, yeah, because they're going to have to realize that you a whole earth angel, and they're going to have to give you that credit and an apology for acting like some type of asshole. Because they really see now that, you know what, this little magician that they was trying to be secretly had something with, and this magician was telling them to hold back, don't do this, don't tell them that, don't say this, don't do that. They realized that's the one person who brought the tower in their life. That's why everything is crumbling. Everything. Hey, Cynthia, how are you, sweetie? We're going to pull a couple of these. And hey, Kitsang Warrior, how are you? Then I'm going to jump off of here and do my own straight eight. But we're going to have a members live this evening. And hopefully after that, I'll have some energy to go live again for the collective. What's the message, Spirit? Thank you. Yeah. Somebody, they're going to have to make a decision. They're going to have to say, make a choice, a decision, whatever. That they're going to have to talk about the goodness of God. They don't have that. God is like, this is your choice. Say my name, say my name. That's the song I'm hearing. Like, if you ain't hiding nothing, say my name. If you ain't out there doing nothing that you know is not appropriate, say my name. That's what they're going to have to say. And that is the truth. That is the truth. Oh, well. All right, let's go ahead and swing the pendulum. So let's think of your question. Think of your question. It looks like the answer is no. Mm-mm. Not today. Not today. All right, y'all. Thank you so very much. I appreciate each and every one of you. I love you all. Let's have a wonderful Monday, or whenever you happen to see this. But let's make it a wonderful day. I love you, and I will see you all soon.